Dexron is the trade name for a group of technical specifications of automatic transmission fluid created by General Motors. The name is a registered trademark of GM, which licenses the name and specifications to companies which manufacture the fluid and sell it under their own brand names. Originally the Dexron name was associated exclusively with automatic transmission fluids, but more recently GM has released Dexron-branded gear oils. Automatic transmission fluids. The original Dexron transmission fluid was introduced in 1968. Over the years, the original Dexron was supplanted by Dexron II, Dexron IIe, Dexron III, and Dexron VI, which is the current fluid. GM has upgraded the Dexron specifications over the years. Newer fluids are generally but not always backward compatible with previous fluids. Because there are still applications for which Dexron VI is either not suitable or not necessary, there remains a market for fluids meeting earlier specifications. Dexron the original Dexron fluid, like its predecessor Type A suffix A, used sperm whale oil as a friction modifier. The U.S. Endangered Species Act banned the import of sperm whale oil, so the fluid had to be reformulated. Dexron II, IID and IIE Dexron II was introduced in 1972 with alternative friction modifiers such as jojoba oil. However, it caused problems with corrosion-prone solder in GM's transmission fluid coolers. Accordingly, corrosion inhibitors were added to the product. The resultant fluid, released in 1975, was called Dexron IID. However, the corrosion inhibitor made the new fluid hygroscopic, which while it was not a major problem in automatic transmissions, made Dexron IID unsuitable for other hydraulic systems in which it was commonly used. A further reformulation to address excessive hygroscopicity was named Dexron IIE. Dexron III In 1993, GM released new Dexron III fluid. It is generally backward compatible with transmissions using earlier Dexron fluids or Type A suffix A fluid. Dexron VI The fluid specification for Dexron VI was introduced in 2005, and was first used as the GM factory fill automatic transmission fluid for model year 2006. All Dexron II licenses expired permanently at the end of 2006, and GM now supports only Dexron VI fluids for use in their automatic transmissions, although fluids asserted by their manufacturers to meet Dexron III standards continue to be sold under names such as Dex-Merc. These fluids are not regulated or endorsed by GM. Dexron 6 is of a slightly lower viscosity when new compared to the prior Dexron fluids, but the allowed viscosity loss from shearing of the ATF during use is lower for Dexron 6, resulting in the same lowest allowed final viscosity for both Dexron 3 and 6. The lower viscosity is intended to gain improvements in fuel economy by lessening parasitic drag in the transmission. Since Dexron 6 is not allowed to thin out as much as Dexron 3 during use, it requires the use of higher quality, more shear stable base oils. The current GM specification that defines the fluid is GMW 16444, which superseded the original specification, GMN 10060. References. External links: GM rolls out Dexron 6, GM launches more fuel-saving 6-speed automatic transmissions, GM Dexron Ascent official website.